am a Pete Primeau fan.
Thank you for having me.
Your fans are like...
What an honor to be here, Pete. You're a legend. You're a rock star.
I'm a legend in my own mind, said my wife.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
I'm Mr. Selling from the Heart. What's this guy, Larry Levine, going to teach me about selling from the heart?
You are one of the most generous and authentic people around, and I think that's why you and your show are so attractive to people.
Welcome to the Pete Primeau Show. The shoe is going to be on the other foot today, but it is episode 243. It's Ask Pete, my fabulous producer and more. Chris Stone will be hosting the show and asking me questions that you've asked me. But without a further ado, let's pay the bills really quick and let's get to the questions. By the way, anybody, if you have live questions, those take precedence over our regular questions. So if you got them, put them in there and Chris will ask those first. If you haven't bought my book, Sell a Million, what are you waiting for? It's a marketing book. It's a business book. It's about making the door swing and being the most profitable furniture and mattress store you can be. The best compliment I've ever gotten on this book was from my dear friend, Doug Stewart, who said, just take the word furniture and mattress out. It's a great marketing book. And he's read quite a few marketing books in his life. If you want a sales book, I've got one. As a matter of fact, 10 of my friends helped me with this. Miles and Miles of Retail Selling Greatness. This is 3 years worth of sales meetings. Guys, I did not misspeak. 3 years worth of sales meetings. And you've got these handy QR codes in here that take you to videos and other resources. So this is a book that I am super proud of. And I'm even prouder of my contributing authors, Justin Trumbo, Jeff Giannakovo, Scott Vaughn, Chris Tahaney, Brent Batterman, Mark Klingenberg, Steve Carnes, Keith Castenguy, Mel Opp, and Randy Thompson. Without this book, without their contributions, this book doesn't exist. So grab this book for your salespeople, train on it, share with them, and get me involved if you have any questions whatsoever. Chris, what else we got? Oh, thank you, Greg, and thank you, Steve, for sponsoring the show. We appreciate you. If you want to learn how to build, market, sell, and succeed in the mattress industry, this is your group. It's a free group. It's in Facebook. Hit that QR code and join the group. I try to get in there several times a week. It is just a great group, and it doesn't matter what end of the industry you're in. There's a lot of fellow store owners in there. There's owners of manufacturing companies. There are sales reps. There are RSAs, sales pros that work the retail floor. There are VPs of sales. It's a great place to not only learn how to build, market, sell, and succeed in the mattress industry, but also networking. You know, sometimes you have a weird question, put it in there and you'll be surprised. You'll get some really good answers. So jump in and join the Mattress Industry Network group. And I think we have one more sponsor, our friends at Wingo Coaching. That would be Scott Vaughn and Scott Bidwell. If you want to learn what it took Scott to learn 20 years in 2.5 days, be in Nashville. Not this Monday, but the following Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday in Nashville. Now, here's the best part, guys and gals. Best part is if you fly in a Nashville airport, no Uber, no Lyft, no taxi, no nothing. All you got to do is find the escalator to the hotel and away you go. And zero Zero for you to do. Use our code. Thank you for prompting me because I forget sometimes, Chris. Use this code. If you're going to register today, Pete, P-E-T-E, all capitals, 2025, it gets you $200 off the registration fee. I'm just going to read this because Chris put it up on the screen. Attending the Wingo Coaching Masterclass was a game changer for our company. We sold 3 adjustable bases right after the event, something we had never done before. The insights and strategies we learned were invaluable. Guys, gals, this event could change your life, your business life, and your personal life. Don't waste any time. Sign up right now. And Chris, are we done paying the bills?
Pete, I think we are.
Good.
I think it's time to ask you. What do you say? The shoe's on the other foot?
The shoe is on the other foot. I'm going to go take a nap. Let you do all the work.
Spoiler alert, I'm not wearing shoes.
That's TMI.
People wonder what's going on outside of the frame. So, listen, I just feel so vulnerable with you in the house, Pete. I could Pete, this is a twofer. We have, you got 2 Pete Primeau shows in 1 week. We had one on Monday with Lee Sauls, fantastic episode. So those of you who are joining us now, hit us up in the chat with questions. You are taking precedent, but team replay, if you're in the house, go back and watch and or listen to the Lee Sauls episode. Just fantastic new book. And really just, man, Pete, that was just complete tactical information for someone. It was just chock full of meaningful value. See what I did there? And so if you're, from a sales perspective, there was just so much in that episode, and it applies to tons of businesses, but I love how you made it about the mattress industry there. So it's time to ask Pete. And for those of you who have just joined for the first time, the way this thing goes is people have asked questions because they can't be here for the live show and they can't jump in the chat and ask questions. And so they're emailing Pete, and these emails are Pete at Pete Primeau is the email address for those that are listening. Just put Ask Pete in the subject line so he can get and sort those things out and get them over to me so we can have them here for the show. But if you are watching live, your questions take precedent, and we will make sure that those are answered first and foremost. Pete, I think we're ready to rock here. Let me get question number 1 up here, and we will get everything humming here. This is from Please Do It in South Carolina. Here's another thing too. If those folks are emailing, you don't have to use your real name. Pete is, a very trustworthy person, and you could just, you could say, please don't use my name, and we'll come up with one and kind of say where you're from, or if you want to make up your own name, that's fine. But anyway, this is Please Do It in South Carolina. Pete, I've known you for years and really appreciate your books on business, marketing, and selling. Some of the best advice I've ever received from you is regarding management of our stores, personnel, and our salespeople. Okay, here we go. Please write a book on management. We have a book request. Please write a book on management to help us all avoid costly mistakes. Your advice has saved me thousands of dollars and has helped me have peace of mind. That's from Please Do It in South Carolina. Okay, Pete, it's time for another book, apparently.
Yeah, and I'm already going in a different direction. I will sit down with my with my team that helps me write books and see if I can't fit it in. The interesting thing about this, Chris, is I started all of this. My first initial blog.
Mm-hmm.
I started for store owners. My first podcast, store owners. My second podcast, this one, store owners. But along the way, I have found that I have attracted 2 additional audiences. One is sales reps, and it's almost as big, and at times I think it's bigger than the store owner group, which is what I purposely targeted. And the other group is sales pros that work the retail floor. And I never really intended to reach them, even though that's where I come from. I am a retail sales pro who made it good. That's, I mean, I am so blessed. And so the reason I'm bringing that up, Chris, is it's always the law of unintentional consequences. It's just like a little mischievous law in the background that it's like a gremlin. And so I wanted to be known for business advice and sales advice. And along the way, I'm hearing more rumblings about this management stuff. And it's a big, big topic today. And I think, Chris, the crystallizing event in our lifetime was that brought all the management stuff together. And there had been a lot of different things with management going on.
Yeah.
And information going on. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it timely and no longer applicable, right? But the crystallizing event was COVID.
Yeah.
It just changed everything. And, you know, today it's trickier than ever before. But I am going to say this. Please do it. I will try. I'm going to do it. It's just a matter of the order. If I finish what I'm working on, or if I drop what I'm working on, which I just started, and drop it and do the management book. But I understand what's driving this. And here's another little peek behind the scenes. This isn't the only question I've gotten about management. And so one of the things that I'm really fond of saying is, whether it's sales or running your store with your personnel, just being a good person, to be a good person, just to be a good human being, is always the most profitable way to go. So one of the things, go ahead, Chris. I see you got something.
No, I'm underlining that statement. Go on, please.
Okay. So what's behind that is, we are finding in all kinds of independent studies, they all are starting to point in a very similar direction, that people aren't just working for a paycheck. They're working for a lifestyle.
That's right.
They are working to feel appreciated, respected. So being a good human being and truly caring about your people and expressing that. And you know, I grew up with all Italians. The worst day of my life in Schenectady, New York, growing up, is finding out that we're not Italian, that I'm an Irish German mutt mix. It's funny because I call myself an Irishman with a French name. But I thought I was Italian because we ate spaghetti and meatballs every Wednesday, and all my friends were Italian. And Joey Amato almost hit the floor laughing the day I told him the worst day of my life was I found out that I wasn't Italian, because my aunts and uncles that were married into the family were all Italian. So I thought I was Italian. Yeah. And so you would hear mangia mange, right? Which means eat. But it's not just eat. It's let's enjoy each other, right? And so I always talk about food. I talk about food and breaking bread with our employees and build that bond. So mangia mange with them, and please do it. I will try. I will do it. It's just a matter of timing. So whether it's first or second, but it's on my radar screen, and you're not the only one. And I really do. I understand the problems that you guys are having, you know, today, this last week. I don't know if it was 11 or 1,200 miles on the car. It was 28 stops to unique stores. I'm hearing the horror stories of management. I'll leave you with this. The best thing that you can do in management is be really picky about the team that you choose to field. And so be very picky in the hiring process, because that's as good as it gets. They will never look better than in that interview. When they show up, they are going to show up a little bit less. And as time goes by, you will see all the warts and all the things that you didn't see in the interview. So make sure they're coachable. That comes from Scott Vaughn. Make sure they're coachable and be really, really picky, super picky. And then I would say this: be very crystal clear in your job description. Be very clear about what the metrics are. This is how we measure your performance. This is how we evaluate your performance. You're going to get a report card every month, and we're going to have a quarterly meeting every quarter. And you have to be very clear before you ever hire them that if they're going to have any problems complying with your requests, that you know this ahead of time and you can just avoid the entire situation.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to put it all on you in this. Because I'm trying to give you a Band-Aid to put on your management problems until the book gets written. That's what I'm doing here. Just so I can't help but help. Okay.
Sounds like we'll just take this transcript and then we'll write a book from it. But go. This is great.
So you've got the job description, you've got the metrics. They understand what the metrics are. Model the behaviors. Model them. Show them how you want them to greet the customer. Show them what the acceptable qualifying questions are, how we ask questions, how we behave, how we interact, and model all of it for them. Let them shadow you, show them how to do it. If you don't show them how to do it, it's your fault. It's not their fault.
Bam.
It's your fault. And I know that's harsh. And sometimes I get little comments from people. Pete, I love your show, but you're a little harsh sometimes. You're a little too blunt. Well, you know what? I'm 65 and I don't give a crap anymore. Yeah. I'm going to be blunt because I want you to get it. I want you to be as successful as you can be. If that means I come across a little harsh or a little blunt, then I'm going to do it. So model the behavior. But here's the hard part. And you're all going to hate me now. Be consistent. As the owner, be consistent. So you don't let bad behavior go unchecked. The minute you see behavior outside the acceptable scope of the definition of the behavior in the store, you check it right there on the spot. Now, I'm not talking about flying body checks and, yelling at somebody in front of someone else. You're going to find that's a no-no in my book. Yeah. As a matter of fact, anybody that corrects anybody in front of anybody is an amateur. If we ever have to have a come to Jesus talk with an employee, it's done behind closed doors. It's done with dignity. It's done without raising our voices. It's done reassuring them that we care about them and we care about our customers. And this is how we need to move forward.
Yeah. My boss used to say, Pete, on that, don't try to make an example of someone. Be an example for someone.
Oh, I love that. So good. You might be in this book, brother.
I'm giving credit where that was due. That's Susan Luke, straight out of Meridian, Mississippi. But Pete, I think you're really touching a nerve. Chat's going off here a little bit as well for it. I love the fact that you've managed people. And me having managed people for a number of years as well. I'm hearing this. There's a ton of people that are incredibly successful salespeople. They just are hitting the numbers week after week, month after month, year after year, and they're just great. What happens then, right? They get promoted, right? They get people that are put underneath them. And they were fantastic hunters, just amazing, just boom, boom, PO after PO, and everything's just rocking for you. Now, all of a sudden, you've got people that you are responsible for, which is what you just said. And there's a huge responsibility as a manager between fault and responsibility. And that was the biggest lesson that I had as a new manager. And I think there's a lot of books out there about management, and a lot of them are for like high level, like C level and all of that. But I mean, new managers, right? People that are successful that want to be great. But they have to turn off their hunter a little bit and focus more on leadership and focus more on doing what we're talking about here, not making an example of people, setting an example, modeling the behavior like you're talking about is so huge, right? You have to, if people are going to follow you up a hill, they gotta feel like you can carry the bag too, right? You can't just say these things and understand what it's like to walk in their shoes. And I think that's a huge thing. And you could see right here, Andy Anderson wants to know when the new book is coming out already, Pete. So like, I think it might be time. And then our man, we talked about him early, Wingo Coaching, Scott Vaughn says, you've helped me a ton, Pete Primeau, precious Pete Primeau, and I get to call you friend.
Scott, you're the best. And I've loved all of our conversations and continue to love it. And I learned from you, you on occasion learned from me, and you're overly gracious. A couple of quick things.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. This is what you're going to hate me for. Every store owner, every VP of sales, anybody within listening range, whoever watches this 3 months from now, 3 years from now, or 30 years from now, be consistent. Always be consistent. It's the hardest thing in the world because you're so busy as a store manager or a VP of sales. You're so busy. You've got pressure on you from the owner. You know, one of the things a lot of people don't understand is when you get to higher levels of management, you aren't insulated anymore. You're not protected anymore. And you get a lot of pressure, and the pressure comes directly from the owner. And when you see somebody do something wrong, this is what you say to yourself. Got a bunch of stuff. I'm behind. I need to get that report done. I will catch up with Johnny or Mary later. No, stop what you're doing unless you're in front of people, but correct it as soon as you can, immediately. And if you are really getting hammered, you write it down, so that the first possible available time you correct it. And this is the part that you're really going to hate me for. Every time, not every other time, not, I'm going to suck it up and I'm going to let it go 3 or 4 times and then I'm going to correct. No. Immediate correction, consistent correction, constantly, always. Pete, that sounds exhausting. It is exhausting. It is, but it's better than to have somebody look at you at an exit interview and say this to you. Why didn't you help me? Why didn't you coach me? Why didn't you care? Think about that. So
yeah,
that's why
it's a long game, right? It's a long game. Like you can kick the can down the road and not have the uncomfortable conversations as a manager, but eventually that's going to show up in other ways. And if you do care about the people that you manage or the people that are under you, the people on your team, if you do care about them, then you have to get past that uncomfortable feeling that you have and understand you have the best intentions to help that person grow. And it's, you never want to have that conversation where you're having you're talking about what they did wrong. And it's like, well, I did that last year. Why didn't we have that conversation then? I didn't know. Like, those are the kind of things like you have to, as a manager, I'm telling you, Pete, this is a book. I'm telling you, like, not only just your experience, but your experience with other folks that have been managers, because we've all seen mistakes. Like you talked about somebody dressing down an employee in front of somebody else. We've seen that. We've all seen that. If you've worked retail, if you've worked in any sort of business, and you think to yourself, why are you doing this in front of people? Like, you're not doing, like, you're trying to set an example for the rest of your staff. Newsflash, you're not. You're not being a good leader. And leadership includes being vulnerable in situations like that, taking responsibility for that. And I just think that's just a huge, huge chunk. We could do shows and shows and shows on this one, Pete.
Yeah, we could. 2 books that are out there already written. that I'd recommend anybody read. Sales Management Simplified by Mike Weinberg, and The New Sales Manager, also by Mike Weinberg. Two great books. Weinberg hits the nail on the head. Super good. It's really for B2B salespeople, but store owners, you will get a lot out of it. Everything that he talks about in terms of hiring and managing salespeople apply to retail salespeople. It really does. And Weinberg is the best. And if you think I'm harsh, get ready, because Weinberg can really be harsh. He's the sweetest guy in the world, and I love him. But
hey, tough love, right?
He loves people, and you can see it the way he speaks and his passion. He loves people, and that's why he is blunt, and that's why he is harsh. And I bought the other book, I think it's called New Sales Manager by Mike Weinberg. And I bought that thinking there's no way he's gonna beat Sales Management Simplified. There's just no way. But it was really a great book. And I will tell you this, anybody that's been promoted into a sales manager position or store manager position, you need to grab that book from Mike Weinberg. It's a really good book. Are you not finding it? Do I have the wrong title?
Give me, I didn't know I was looking it up. What's the title again?
I think it's New Sales Manager by Mike Weinberg.
Let's see what books we've got. New Sales Simplified?
No, New Sales Simplified's prospecting book, and it's a great one. All my B2B.
First Time Manager?
First Time Manager. That's it. It's a great. If you read the reviews on that book, you'll see my review. And I'm like, why didn't you write this like 30 or 40 years ago when I needed it desperately?
Oh, this is a good call. There we go. And for those of you who are audiobook listeners, like this guy who likes to run and listen to stuff like this, this is an audiobook as well. I don't know if he narrates this or not.
But he always gets good narrators. I really prefer him because there's a warmth to his voice and there's a strength to it that is uniquely Weinberg.
It was so warm, Pete. We had to put him in your intro. In your intro video, we got Weinberg.
He's special. He really is truly special.
All right, good stuff. We're going to move on because here we are almost halfway through the episode,
oh my Lord.
And we have one question, so which is fine. We'll get to them all eventually. Ask Pete is we can kick the can down the road and grab other questions. But if you have a live question, don't be a chicken, and if you've got the guts, then jump in. Here's question number 2. This is from On the Fence. Pete, my business isn't nearly as bad as some of my friends in the industry. And to be fair, it's not as good as some. I have 2 mattress stores. Congratulations for that. I'm thinking of going to Scott Vaughn's masterclass in Nashville, but I'm concerned about the timing. One store is performing well and the other isn't. I've moved into some better goods, but I know I'm not where I need to be. Is his masterclass really worth it? Are there any negatives that I should be aware of? And this is from On the Fence in Georgia.
On the Fence in Georgia, I would say I've been to every one of them, and it's definitely worth it. I have seen light bulbs go off in people's heads and their businesses be transformed in just a few months of getting back. So this is what I would say. Scott is probably the best mattress retailer in the United States of America right now. And I'll tell you how I come to that. I look at the town of Paducah and it's under 25,000. I look at the town of Benton and it's well under 5,000. I think it's 4,400 people. The millions and millions of dollars that he does in volume at good profit is next level. The satisfaction level of his customers is next level. His ability to get referrals, to get online reviews to get testimonials is almost unparalleled. I would give Jeff Janakovo, a slight edge in that last category. But again, no, Jeff Janakovo paid Scott Vaughn and went to his masterclass. He was in the very first class. I mean, Janakovo's there. Randy Thompson, the adjustable bed guru, is there. And, RJ Williams is there. Greg Gent is there. Steve Hauk is there. I'm like, these dudes do not need to be here.
You're right. Well,
so here's the funny part. It's a funny thing. There's a hunger that certain people have, just a fire in their belly, and they want to win. And of all the people in the room, the ones who were the absolute, unadulterated, most successful were the ones most furiously taking notes. They weren't sitting back and going, hey, I know this. They were like, what did he say? What was that? I'm going to do that when I get home, looking for one idea. And most of them walked away with dozens of ideas. So on the fence in Georgia, get off the fence and go. Here's the only potential negative. If you know for a fact that you're going to sit there like this, no, my business is different. Nope, my town's different. Nope, not doing that. Nope, not doing that. Save your money. Sit in front of a mirror and tell yourself no. But if you're serious about getting better and you are willing to open your mind and your heart, you are going to get blown away. And I'm going to tell you something. It's not just Scott Bidwell and Scott Vaughn's content. It is those breakout sessions. When we break out into those circular tables and we deep dive into each other's businesses, and some of the best guys and gals in the industry are coaching you for free. That's amazing. And here's the best part. When you walk out of there at the end of the third day, you're not walking out alone anymore. There's a tribe. There is a tribe of people that you're going to stay in touch with. And you guys have something in common. You guys have broken bread together. You've had coffee together. You probably had a few beers after dinner together. You guys have bonded in the last few days, and you have some friends for life, and you have resources. I know I've got two retailers. I love them both dearly. They're on either side of Cincinnati. And like when one needs something, they call the other one now and they help each other out.
Oh, nice.
And so the alliances and the mastermind that you form at this masterclass, to me, is the ongoing payback. It continues. So it's not, don't think of a masterclass as one and done. It's the beginning of a new life and a new business life for you. There was a wonderful lady. I wish I knew her name. She was from Alabama. Wonderful, wonderful person. She just honestly didn't believe she could sell a mattress over 2,000, no matter what. I can't. I stop at $14.99. I've tried before. I can't. And Scott, took that kind of personally in a good way. And Scott gave her some extra personal coaching and said, I need you to put a bet on your floor at $24.99. I need another one, at $19.99. And if you want to put one in between, that's your business, but you don't have to. As she was putting the beds out, there was a customer had just walked in. She didn't even have a price on the bed yet, and sold that, an adjustable bed, and something else. And I think the total ticket was in the neighborhood of $5,000. It was well over 4,000. It could have been 5,000, could have been 6,000. I don't remember. But she was so excited. She called Scott. She said, "You were right. You were right." And so this is what we get a lot of in our business and in any business. Doesn't matter what the business is. It's called self-fulfilling prophecy. I believe it's going to go this way. And so everything that I say and do, the way I walk, the way I talk, the way I merchandise, the way I advertise, the way I display, the service that I give, how I coach my people, all says I can't sell a bed over 2,000. Then it's going to be true. You're going to make it true. But when you get banged in the head, you've just paid, between your fee for the class and your travel expenses in the neighborhood of $1,500 to $2,000, you're going to give it a try. And when you give it a try, an honest try, you're going to find that those self-limiting beliefs were just those. I swung by Joey Amato's place a few weeks ago, and Joey Sr. was there. He's part-time salesperson. His son really runs the company now. He goes, "Pete, I just sold, a mattress for $3,000, an adjustable bed base, and, all the pillows and, protectors and sheets. And it's like $5,000, Pete." He goes, "Do you remember when I told you we couldn't sell anything over $599 here? It's the same store." I said, "I remember, Joey." And you know what? Times have changed. Times have changed, and we change with the times, and we adapt and we grow. And that's a lot about what Masterclass is. And I'm going to tell you a little secret on the fence in Georgia. The people that go to paid events are the best people. They're just like you. There's a hunger in their heart, and they want to win. And they have a lot of the same drivers that you have. And you're going to find it's going to be like looking in a mirror. You're going to find your tribe there. And I think it's huge. It's a huge piece to your business going forward.
I love that, man. It's invest in your business, be a lifelong learner, but you can sit back and learn by reading books, listening to podcasts, talking to amazing people like Patrick Tinney, the Lord of Buckhorn, who is chiming in, the sales capital of Buckhorn. You could do that all you want, right, Pete? You could do that, but I think what you're talking about there, it's definitely deeper. It's more intrinsic when you can surround yourself with a tribe like that, and iron sharpening iron, and really, it's hard to really quantify until you're there, until you do that, until you're like, I don't quite even know how to put it into words, but I know I'm better. I know my business will be better. I know I have tons of things to apply. And can't wait to hear all about it. We've got some folks that are chiming in the chat in addition to Patrick.
Hey, Patrick. How's Sales Gorilla going? Anybody that wants to, Patrick, go ahead and in your comments, put in your URL for Sales Gorilla, because there's anybody that needs any help with negotiations and sales in general. I got to tell you, Pat's new platform that he worked for years to build. Actually, Pat, from the day you started selling, the very first thing you ever sold when you were probably 10 years old till now is all contributed to Sales Gorilla. And it's a great platform, and I'm glad you're here, Pat. We're not gonna put Pat to work. I'm just gonna put it in there. It's salesgorilla.com, sales-gorilla.com. There it is, the gorilla himself, with that big smile, the Lord of Buckhorn right there. Sales-gorilla.com. Thanks for joining us, Pat. You're the man, and we appreciate you joining us. So
We do have some more comments here coming in hot. Chad Fisher says, our biggest obstacles are typically ourselves. I will be attending my first Wingo session and can't wait to learn something new, as I know I will.
You will, because you want to. And, Chad, there are those who will and those who won't. You're a student of the game. I knew it the minute I shook hands with you and I looked you in the eye. You're a student of the game. You love our industry, and it's evident in everything that you say and do. So thanks for being here, Chad. Appreciate you.
And our friend Vernon, a.k.a. RJ, not JR, Rocky Jr. from Jacksonville Bedding Mattresses and More, two absolute legends in their respective fields. I know he's not talking about me, so it must be.
I think he is.
We are blessed to learn from the both of you. Thanks for chiming in, RJ. That's amazing. I know things are cranking down in Jacksonville, Florida, for sure. Not just the temperature. Things are cranking for your business. And then Eric Solon says, well said. If you don't believe you can sell something, you won't. If you don't believe you can sell something, you won't. Wow. It sounds so simple, right, Pete? If you don't believe it, then you won't. But it's absolutely true. If you don't envision it, right, manifest it, whatever woo woo you want to throw on that.
Yeah.
If you don't think you could do it, like you're not going to do it.
100%. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate you. Thanks, RJ, too. Thank you.
All right, Pete. I think we can finally get to question number 3. This is from Concerned in Oklahoma. Pete, I'm scared right now. Traffic is really off after Labor Day. My Labor Day was okay and not great, like some people. How is business overall right now? What are you seeing? Black Friday is a long way off. What can I do to survive until then? From Concerned in Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. So what I'm seeing, I'm just going to give you the last 2 weeks. The week before, everybody was super happy, and there was a little bit of after sales right after the holiday where people were coming in saying, hey, I miss Labor Day. Will you give it to me? And most retailers gave it to them, and they had good sales last week, and they had some pretty good traffic, not bad traffic at all. This week was more of a ghost town at most stores. But I would say this, I walked into one of my dealers and I said, so I suppose you're going to tell me it's slow like everybody else. And they said, no, we had a great week. And then I went to the next one and I said, hey, most people are telling me it's slow. I had one tell me it's okay. What say you? And they said, our business is great. And so it's a mixed bag out there. That's the truth. Concerned in Oklahoma. It's a mixed bag. This is what I would, so if you're only, one of the worst things that ever happened to our industry is we as an industry took the easy way out. We said, we're just going to promote these big holidays, Labor Day, New Year's, Black Friday. We're going to promote these big holidays. That's when you buy a mattress. The problem is between Labor Day and Black Friday is too long to not have a quote promotion. That being said, what are we selling? Are we selling sales, or are we selling health and wellness? Are we selling outcomes? Are we selling waking up and getting a better night's sleep?
Yeah.
Because if we're selling better health, better wellness, better fitness, a better lifestyle, being a better mom, dad, a better husband, wife, a better policeman, fireman, a better teacher, a better athlete, whatever you do, you're going to do it better if you're well rested, and nothing impacts your ability to rest more than the mattress that, God willing, if you're getting a good night's sleep, you're spending 8 to 10 hours on it a night. And if you're not, you're still going to spend 6 to 7 hours a night on it. And it should be the right comfort, the right support, and the right temperature for you. And those are the 3 components of a good sleep system. And we need to get back to selling what people really want and really need, and what they deeply need. What they deeply need is to wake up restored, wake up happy and pain-free. It's happy and pain-free. Sometimes we get into overselling. You know, if you've got a patient who has stage 4 cancer and they're on their deathbed, doesn't matter what mattress they're on, they're going to die. All right, period. So let's not get crazy. But you give me the average 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old, 70-year-old even, who's got a few nagging things. They might have some COPD. They might have some breathing problems. They probably have some sports injuries, whether it's football. Forget about football. That's a Freudian slip. Whether it's your knees, your back, your hips, something hurts on you. And the older you get, the more stuff hurts. And getting the right sleep system, putting yourself in zero gravity or close to zero gravity on an adjustable bed base with a super comfortable and supportive mattress that's right for you, is going to help you get a better night's sleep and wake up completely refreshed. And it will be a life changer. I'll look this up, and next time we do this, I'll bring it. I have a card that I saved, and it was from a customer. So back in the day, we used to sell $3.99, $4.99, $5.99. If we sold $7.99, we were high-fiving each other. We sold a $9.99 once in a blue moon. That was as high as we went going back in the 1980s. Okay. That's as high. So I know, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, right? People.
Right.
So my customer comes in. She had bought from me before. I was working at Kronheim's Furniture as a sales professional. And she said, Pete, I got a budget of $2,000. I put her in the Broyhill Olympic Oak. It was on special for $5.99. Got her a couple nightstands and put her into a $1,000 7-turn ultra premium $9.99 highest price mattress in the store because it fit her the best. That's why. She tried the other mattresses. That was the one. We started there. She went down, and then she popped herself back up. And she sent me a card. It's in writing. I thought you were crazy when you suggested that I spend half of my entire budget for my entire bedroom on a mattress. But I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm waking up feeling like a new person. And she was just absolutely overjoyed. And then she said, really nice flowery stuff like, Pete, you're the best. And the only reason I did this is because I trust you. And so guys and gals, you do something really special out there, and don't forget the specialness of what you do. So I know it's easy when there's a big sale going on, but don't forget, there's lots of themes. Keep your eyes wide open with all kinds of retailers. There's all kinds of fall sales that you can run. There's stuff that you can run around specific holidays. If you Google sleep-related holidays, there will be some that pop up. And there's nothing that says that some of these forgotten holidays, if your tribe has nothing against Columbus Day, run a Columbus Day sale. If you're whatever, you can run a sale about anything, but you don't always have to just run a sale. Talk about and use your testimonials and use your 5-star online reviews in your marketing to get people to understand that they should be coming in right now.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you can say in some of your copy is, hey, it's not as crazy busy as it was, during our big holiday sale. And if you came in and you didn't get the personal attention you thought you deserved, and you're still in the market, let's make an appointment and let's do a deep dive and really spend some time with you and find out the right supportive sleep system for you that's going to help you wake up happy and pain-free. So there are things that you can do. And in slow times, I always say this: train, 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 and train some more. I'm going to give you a resource right now. If you do not belong to Jeff Janakovo's group on Facebook, I think it's $97 or $99 a month. I actually belong to it. It's called Mattress Retailer Toolkit. .com, and I think if you put in Primo, you'll get the absolute lowest price, and I think it's right around $99 or $97 a month. You get trainings, you get access to the group. Talk about a tribe of super successful people in there. You've got JR in there, you've got some great retailers in that group, and they will give you ideas to help you. So use that as a resource. And if the other thing I would say to you, if you have the bandwidth and you can travel and you can jump in on Scott Vaughn's masterclass in Nashville, I would do it. I would do it, because changing things between now and Black Friday is great homework for your business. It's great time to do if it's going to be a little bit quieter. So jump on Mattress Retailer Toolkit. The guys and the gals that get in there on a regular basis really benefit from it. So jump in on that. And oh my Lord, we are running out of time.
I'm gonna dovetail on that really
Sure.
quickly. I know that retail in general goes around. When I worked in the music business and worked with music retailers, there actually were independent music retailers. They were too contingent on things they didn't control, which were holidays, right? Black Friday, and you have to focus around that. You have to market yourself around that, and you have to work on your pricing and whatever your things that you're doing around those things. But I think, to your point, what are we doing every single day in our store outside of, let's just wait for the next Labor Day, let's just wait for the next Black Friday, let's just wait for the 4th of July, whatever the next sort of big retail holiday is? What are we doing day to day? Mattress Retailer Toolkit's a great way to do that, because you've got some stuff that's specialized that you can create, that's specialized for your store, and you take control, right? You take control of it. I mean, you think, Happy Z's just waits on Labor Day and 4th of July and Black Friday? Do you think that Exclusive Furniture in Houston, Texas waits on these specific things? Do you think Jacksonville Bedding, Mattress and More, do you think they just wait on their holidays? No, they work every day to market to their customers out and come up with creative ways to target those consumers outside of those holidays and take control of it. We have a comment from the one, the only, the Chris Tahaney. Tahaney. Do I say Tahaney? I don't know. Pete, you say Tahaney, but you pronounce things weird. You're from Ohio.
Well, I'm from upstate New York. That's where that comes from.
Right.
I live in Ohio.
Okay.
Chris Tahaney.
Tahaney says, the longing for better sleep is keeping some consumers out of some mattress store USAs. If that's not in a store's message, the customer is not coming in.
I agree with that. I think it's super important to always let your customers know that your focus is where their focus is, and that they're among friends. And I think that's super important. So thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. The one last thing I would say, and we've got to wrap this up, because we are going to have Win the Weekend at 1. And Win the Weekend is a Zoom call mastermind, free, 100% free. And if you guys are in Mattress Industry Network group, you'll see a link there. You just jump in and join us at 1 from 1 to 2. We will have a lot of the people that Chris just mentioned. Jeff Janakovo gets in there on a regular basis. Scott Vaughn gets in there. Chris Tahaney gets in there on a regular basis. Sometimes we get Justin Trumbo in there, one of the smartest guys in the industry. Randy Thompson gets in there on a pretty regular basis. We have a nice little group. Guys, there's no gotcha. It's 100% free. And just jump in, find that link. I think it's on my website. It's like peteprimo.com/WTW. And that will bring you to Win the Weekend. So join us there. It's 100% free. You can't beat that. Concerned in Oklahoma, my answer to amend my answer is do something. Keep yourself busy. Not doing anything, hoping it gets better is never going to help anybody. And I appreciate your question. So, and I appreciate everybody joining in today.
Good show. So
thank you, brother. Sorry, guys, I won't see you on Monday because I will be traveling. So, but this one will live on YouTube forever. And, watch it, rewatch it, make notes, and guys, go forward and sell 1 million, man.
And have fun.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Have fun and sell 1 million. That's my thing. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate
you, Pete.
brother.
All right. Thank you.